Yo, what's up, everybody? It's J2O, man. You already know to keep it real FOREX King. I'm out here with an interview with the one and only Hunter FX.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to meet you. Nice to be here.
Oh man, so like
The
I just
Forex
noticed,
King, dude. That's
yeah,
we were looking at your channel right before this, and you got the crown in every damn thumbnail. It's absolutely hilarious, man. I love it.
got
Uh,
to, man.
I think it's kind of like how DJs, different DJs, they all have their thing, the different heads and stuff they put on their on when they go on stage. I think it's cool.
Yeah, man, I gotta keep it real, man. The King is back on this YouTube platform. So like I noticed like this year it's been a crazy year with the whole coronavirus. So on YouTube, there's a lot of new people popping up, and that's when I ran into your page because I saw you did a reaction video to other traders. Um, and that's when I noticed your name that popped up.
Yeah.
Um, so can you like tell us like how did you like start trading forex?
How did I start trading forex? Or you want to go into the reactions a little bit there because you're just kind of talking
Um,
reaction.
but yeah, let's start with the reactions. So
Yeah. So those reaction videos, they completely blew up, and it was something that I didn't really expect to happen. And it was like a series. I thought, there's a lot of other forex people out there, and a lot of their strategies just aren't good. And when I was learning, I was watching these strategies thinking as a beginner, okay, a lot of this stuff might be really useful and I would try to follow them. And then a lot of them were really bad. So I thought it would just be something kind of helpful. And I tried to put a funny spin on it. Some of the humor was taken in a wrong way, but um, basically I was just trying to hopefully correct some of the issues I saw in other strategies. And what I realized, what completely blew up the channel, because people who had seen these other traders, they would then see my video from like a suggested tab or something. So that's why, completely the channel from January, it completely skyrocketed in just a few months.
I see. Cause yeah, cause I mean, cause I like some of these trades you called out, like some like, cause I've been trading since like 2015. I came on the Facebook scene, like joining these Facebook groups, and then learning about trading from like this one group called Ward Three Associates back in like 2015, and then
2015, man, damn.
yeah, and then got into like what's it called, Forever Profit that people know about, like doing 2016. So, but basically, like around that time period, like there's people popping up and trading, and some were like a lot of fakes on like Facebook, fake screenshots, have
Yeah.
following, but they don't know how to trade. And like when you knew, you see all that going on, so you don't know who to trust. You see someone following, so you follow them, but they don't really know how to trade. So I just like go through all that during my early years trading.
Yeah, you got to really wean through a lot of the bullshit, and hopefully we're kind of able to do that here for some of the people. But I know it's going to be a lot of different issues and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like over the years, like I was able to like definitely like join different groups and learn from different traders. And then I feel like because there's so many different strategies, you gotta find what works for you. So like during my career in trading, I like learned a lot from different traders, whether it's from Q, Ryan, Daniel Savage. So there's so many different traders. They have their own different styles. You could take
yeah,
a little bit and learn from them. But
yeah.
I saw like your first video, and I guess you mentioned that you definitely came from cryptocurrencies, so you're trading cryptocurrencies before forex.
Yeah. So, do you want me to go do a brief rundown of basically how I got into forex and whatnot?
Yeah, so you started trading forex basically.
Yeah, for sure. So, 2017. I was in IT, so a lot of the IT guys, we knew about cryptocurrency before the public knew about cryptocurrency. So early 2017, I said, "Hey, look at this thing. This looks really cool." And then I bought some, and I made a bunch of money. And then we lost a lot of money after that. After we were trying to like fuck around and figure out, how to trade, but it was just randomly throwing darts at a board, right? And they
Yeah,
all hit basically until the market completely crashed and we lost a ton of money. Mind you, I was able to get out with some money. and I still have a lot of crypto holdings. From there, I realized, okay, well, crypto is just completely bonkers, right? So maybe we'll move over to Forex. After I started looking at the charts of Forex, I was like, okay, it's just going back and forth. It's ranging. It looks beautiful. It's so clean. I'll just learn this. And, obviously it was much harder than I thought, but I'm one of those people that when I'm doing something on my own, like not working for somebody else, I work incredibly hard. I will work 16 hours a day, and that's basically what I'm doing running the business now. As it's I work until I sleep, and that's basically what I did while learning. I would go to work, and I would learn how to trade. I would watch videos, in my earbuds there if I was doing some mindless task, or I would actually be trading at work until I would basically get fired for not working the actual job. It's funny, every single job I got fired within like a year because I was just trying to learn how to trade. And then I would move to the next job, and then I would keep learning how to trade or something like this, right? That was crypto and Forex. But I think once I jumped to Forex, it only took me maybe about 6-ish months until I was able to develop a system that I knew would be profitable. Mind you, I wasn't good at it yet. I just had data. And then I was able to then use that data over the next few months to actually apply it to my own knowledge. And I was basically just like testing things different out, watching YouTube videos saying, okay, does this work? And then I would back test a ton, and I'd be like, okay, after 50 sets of data, then maybe it could be profitable, right? So I would test a ton of things and then change it up, be like, okay, it's so close now. So I would be, okay, maybe if I just slightly change that. And then, it only took about 6 months of working every single day, right? On that. So it's pretty quick. But the mental stuff, it takes much longer, right? I'm still kind of struggling in little ways like that. So that was 2017. I jumped on Forex January 2019. So it's only been year and a half of trading Forex now, actually. And I'm reasonably comfortable. I know what I'm doing now for sure.
That's good. So the type of trader you would say, would you consider yourself like a scalper or a swing trader at this point, or both?
Neither. Like I'm more of a intraday. So my specific trading strategy, it's been evolving, and I'm trying to trade much less and less and less, and just be very, very picky with it now. So essentially, I'm on the West Coast. I wake up for the New York Open at 4:45, 15 minutes early, have my tea, sipping it here with a little straw. And then I look for basically one setup or one reversal. I take one trade a day, basically, and that's it. And it'll run for maybe 3 hours, and then I'll close it. I'll close before. Usually, it'll be closed before London close.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
that 3 hour block, I think, from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's basically, I'll look for one trade. If I don't see it, don't trade, right? It's very simple now.
yeah, that's important for trading, to like have a schedule and decide what type of your trading plan, what time you're gonna trade, your ins and outs, part of like the trading for your strategy, to be like
Yeah, dude.
consistent. Because many people don't have that.
Yeah, totally. And when I'm on the West Coast, I don't know if there's a lot of West Coast viewers on your channel there, but it's tough, man, to have to want to trade so everyone knows that the London session and the New York session are like the best, right? Most
Yeah.
volume, right? So you want to be opening up on that London session. So I was experimenting. I was waking up at midnight and going to bed at 4 p.m., waking up at midnight and then experimenting with that. And that's so mentally taxing. You can't get anything social done. You're sleeping during the sun. It's super hot out. And I was experimenting around. I think anyone West Coast, this is the best way. Just wake up 5 a.m. and then go for the New York session only. I was even doing 4-hour sleep shifts. So from 8 p.m. to midnight and then 8 a.m. to noon. And that was also super freaking weird. And you start going crazy. You don't know what day it is anymore when you're sleeping twice a day.
Yeah, I can relate. And for like pairs, since you've been training for a while, do you have a certain pair you focus on, or do you like don't care. You just look for any setup with different pairs.
Yeah, so more catered towards the high volume pair. So let me just I got them kind of highlighted here. So I really like the pound dollar, the euro dollar,
Yeah.
maybe UJ, and then euro pound. Those are like the big ones. But basically the way I trade is looking for manipulation in high volume periods. So I then need to trade the high volume pairs, right? So these big pairs during the most volume times, that's when we're going to see the biggest bank movements, and stopping out of other traders. So that's what I look for. If I don't see that, then I don't trade. And on these smaller pairs, like for example, CAD Swissy or something like that, that's more of like it's got a wider spread usually. So people tend to just trend trade it more. They don't just there's not as much spiking during the New York Open, and that's really what I need to look for, right?
Let's see. And being like a trader, do you also like have mentors? I know like some people like to have no mentors, or some people eventually get mentors later on, or they start off with mentors. Do you have a mentor
Totally.
at this time, or people you look up to in trading?
Yeah, totally. There was it's something I really advise everyone. You have to have at least people to talk to. You can't do this on your own, man, because you're just not going to have the ideas, right? You're not going to be able to think unless you're just some Zen monk or something, and you're just thinking all day, and thinking of different things. It's going to be very difficult. So first, you would just want people to talk to, but even better is to have a mentor. That a lot of mentors, they'll just tell you things for free sometimes. But I did actually, I think I paid three people. I'm blanking on the third one. But for basically just learning their strategy and then putting a spin on it. And now I've kind of combined a few different strategies into my own personal style. And yeah, I even after I became profitable, I paid one guy for like 5 hours of mentorship, because I just wanted to see his view on the market, and it was still useful. Yeah, pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, because like I feel like trading is so psychological, like because many people approach the market differently, so you can learn different stuff from different people who are profitable, attacking the market a certain way. So even though
Yeah,
it's like end of the day is buy or sell, but there's different ways to go about it in the market in certain conditions or certain setups that you can like maximize your win or be more confident through like a higher position size. So that's what's
yeah,
good to
totally.
like network with other people.
Yeah.
And oh, you can continue.
Yeah, so just to kind of touch on what you're saying there, so many different styles, right? And that's the thing that you got to first figure out is, what's your style, right? And for me, I trade without any indicators. It's only the candlesticks, and that's because my style was I hate mess, right? I
Yeah,
hate indicators on the chart. It was just so sloppy, and then I realized that. Um, it's actually simpler for me to not have conflicting indicators, because then I can just follow, the one proven pattern or whatever and ignore everything else. But, if you're somebody who just likes tons of indicators, then you find somebody who's got that similar style, and then you build on what they got and create a better version, I guess. Right.
yeah. I guess whichever works that makes you profitable.
Yeah.
But and for like trading, I know over time you develop like strengths and weaknesses. What we say would be your strengths and weaknesses in trading at this point in time?
Oh man, strength and weakness. So my strength very, very clearly is, well, they're actually complete opposite sides of what the aspects of trading are. I basically think there's two aspects of trading. Is there's the technical, and then there's the mental, right? So in a technical side, because I have that IT background, I used to be a programmer, and I basically think like very procedural, right? Because it's a step by step to create programs, write scripts, whatever. Um, that way, that allowed me to create massive data collection, and I can basically just say, okay, do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, and then it'll work, right? But then on the other side is I know I'm an incredibly emotional person. Some people that might be into astrology or whatever. I'm a Cancer, so I don't know. I don't give a shit. But I think Cancers are supposedly emotional creatures or something. But I'm an incredibly emotional person, so it just doesn't balance properly. So that would be my weakness. That's why I have to create that system to just follow, because I can't actually think and go off of feel, because then I'll just be wrong. I mean, there's some people, man. There's some people that I think. Trader Dante, I watched some of his stuff, and the way he teaches, it seems like he just trades based off of feel, and he doesn't have any step by step, do this then do this, and maybe that's just because he's been doing it for so long. But he just does whatever he wants, and then he's right. It's crazy.
Yeah, because like I feel like this year, like the market is just like different than like last year, because the whole coronavirus is affecting how certain things move in the market. So it's
Totally.
like I feel like some people this year who are like new to trading are getting lucky trading like whether it's US 30 or whatever the case is, because they're capitalizing during this virus that's going on. But like if you trade for years, you're gonna see like all this craziness that could happen throughout the years trading with the market conditions.
Yeah, I heard, I think specifically actually Dante again, he said that he was doing this for like over 20 years and he's never seen anything like this before. And I do know that when the markets kind of shit hit the fan there, I definitely had a negative month after having multiple positive months in a row. Um, and just because everything's completely different, you got to relearn your strategies and whatnot,
Yeah,
and it completely flipped things around, right? You always got to be ready, to change your strategy, because you don't know for sure if it's going to be working anymore in the next month.
yeah, because I had to like change my strategy during this time because it just wasn't working. Like there
Yeah,
was like less retracements, just going down one way because of the whole virus. So I had to
yeah,
like just adjust for that.
that's kind of what I noticed too. Like the market would just trend so hard, and a lot of how I was trading would be based off of like a pullback and then grabbing it into that retest. And
Yeah,
basically what it seemed like it would do is it would only pull back when it's completely reversing, so it would just shoot up and then it would shoot the other way or something. And it's just freaking crazy.
yeah. So I was like, dang. But I mean, that's what makes trading like that's what many people probably like hate trading because they feel like you just do the same strategy all the time at work, but it can always change. You guys be always
Totally.
ready to adjust your strategy whenever and have good risk management because most people don't really have good risk management to
Totally.
go for the
That's
long.
the goal with this all is to be able to then diversify from, so we focus on forex right away, we grow that capital, we get a few $100,000, and then you put it elsewhere where you're not going to have to actually really be trading with it anymore.
Yeah,
And then that's complete risk management properly, right? You're absolutely everywhere. And then if you do start losing for a few months, then you don't care, right? Because you got money elsewhere, you got different income sources. You gotta make it for at least a few years first until you get there.
facts. So like right now, what would you say your goals are in trading at this point in time?
So specifically to trading, um, it's kind of taken a foot back, right? Because now I've got a team of traders, right? I've started kind of like a prop firm type thing. So I'm really, really focused on making sure that these guys are good. And I'm really focused on teaching people and growing this community into something super powerful, because that's kind of the goal now. Because it's you know like I said a second ago, or at the start I said, I'm someone who has to keep working, right? And now that I've kind of figured out how to trade, it's not necessarily as challenging anymore. It's still, obviously, I'm like, okay, I can get better at it, but I have different ambitions now. I always have to be moving to something I don't know how to do. And now it's more about creating a team, just an army of like powerful people, even better than myself, right? So that's kind of the goals, I would say. In terms of trading, I still want to be doing it just so I can be following the market, still knowing what's going on. But it's not a huge goal anymore, right? To be able to trade profitably. I would like, to just increase the win rate a little bit, because I do have a lower win rate. I'm only about 50%, I think. But if you could get that to 60%, then, that's great. And then that's basically all I could think of as a realistic goal. Anything above that it's just too much.
I see. And do you also do live trading on your channel time by time?
Yeah, so I don't do live trading much anymore, because I'm not taking many trades, and I am focusing on what I actually have to be doing in the morning there. So I'm watching my traders and whatnot. I have to make sure that they're trading properly, and then I'm also taking my maybe one trade a day. So the live trading, it would be a distraction for me, and it wouldn't be all that interesting. So what I do is I stream in the morning after I'm done trading at 8 a.m. After the London session, and then I just go over. I say, okay, this is what kind of happened today. This is what I'm looking at for the rest of the week, and then I'll just do that for each session. That's all I can really offer anymore. We did a little bit back in the day of like more live stuff where I said, okay, I'm going to take this trade now if I happen to see it. But it was just ended up being a huge distraction, and it was taking away from my actual trading. And, honestly, my work is more important to me than teaching you guys on a live stream. So
Yeah, I see. Cause this year I'm trying to like give back. That's what I'm trying to do, like more live trading for like new
yeah,
people or experienced people, at least for like an hour or maybe two.
yeah, that's totally something. If you offering live trading and it's actually working well, um, that's something that not many people can do. Maybe for a reason similar to mine, maybe because they don't know how to trade very well, um, or maybe they get nervous, something like that. I don't know. But if it's super rare, and if you can do it, man, props to you. I can't do it.
It does take time, and because it's like an extra step in your process.
Yeah,
That's
you got to
something.
be explaining why you're doing everything. It might actually be helpful to some people, because then you can be like, okay, walking through it slowly, because I'm gonna enter here because I see that level there, and then I'm seeing it sweep these levels or something like that. And okay, I'm gonna wait until this time. So you're explaining everything, and then it's slowing you down so you don't take impulsive decisions. So it might actually be really helpful for you. I don't know.
Yeah, and if, like new people, it helps brushing your skills up because they may ask questions that you like do like subconsciously, like you like do like all the time, but then you actually have to explain why you do what you do. So it's a
Totally.
little
Yeah. I noticed starting YouTube helped me understand myself and my trading better, just because I had to explain everything over and over. And that's something I kind of noticed in school too. Like if I needed to learn something, I would go and I would try to explain it to somebody who didn't know it as well as me. And then I would make sure I really knew it. And it would really help me learn the thing, because I had to like really know it to be able to explain it. Right. So you're never going to see an educator like doesn't know his shit, if he's explaining it to you. Right.
yeah. And also, what would you say motivates you? Um, Basically, because this year you like blew up on YouTube, but what keeps you going? What motivates Hunter FX?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good question, man. So, a lot of people, well, obviously, there's money, right? That's all very exciting. Um, you get to a point kind of where more money doesn't really mean much to you anymore, if that makes sense. I know that's kind of like a cocky thing to say. Um, but definitely, like, you get into forex and trading and stuff, and it's all about money. I want all these things and shit. And then once they become available, it's kind of like it's not as exciting anymore. So the motivation is more like, it's a weird word. You might get judged, I might get judged for saying it, but it's like power, right? It's creating community. It's creating people working together. I want to create like a really revolutionary company, and that's kind of what the motivation is now, right?
And back to training. What would you say is like the one of like scariest trades like you ever made, if you recall?
Scariest trades?
Yes, a scary trade. Like maybe did like a big lot size, total up
Oh,
your account, like lose,
well,
trying to
well,
take.
okay, I got a story maybe. Um, well, obviously there's tons of times where you go into MetaTrader and you're like, okay, I want to put like point 0.1 lot or whatever, and you accidentally put like 10 lots or something. You switch them around or something like that, right? And then you're like, oh fuck. But that's not really a story, right? So this is more interesting, I suppose. Um, so back in the crypto days, we were trading on BitMEX, and some guy, he comes into our old Discord. It was called the Fishing Boat, right? Shout out to the Fishing Boat there, right? It's all disbanded now, but he comes in and he starts talking about how he's flipped like 0.01 Bitcoin to like 10 Bitcoin or something like this. Like just some crazy, like big numbers. I don't remember what it was, but he's just completely blowing money out of his ass, right? And we're like, okay, yeah, man, like I don't really believe you. It's got to be kind of fake or whatever. And then he starts showing us. He's like, okay, I'll live trade with you, and we'll just sit on voice, and I'll just tell you when I'm going in, and I'll be like, okay, I'm going in heavy here, I'm going in light here. And he would tell us like how much we would be betting based off of our capital size, right? So, if we had so much, we would be starting with like 2,000 contracts. And if we're betting light, it'd be half that or something like that. So there's a few of us, we're all following along. And after like a day or two, I'm like, damn, like I'm really flipping money. And basically what it is a DCA strategy, right? And what we would be doing is we'd be watching the order book. So as it's slowing down, we would be scalping, right? And we would throw in an order. And the way that BitMEX works is if you're a market maker, so you're placing a limit order, you get paid fees. So you make money for placing the order after it's filled. If you're a market taker, so you're putting a market entry, you pay extra fees, right? So our whole thing was to be trading as fast as possible, scalping back and forth on the order book, and getting as many fees paid back as possible. We were actually making more from fees than the actual scalps. And basically we just did that really quick. And if it goes against us, we would double down our position, right? And it was working great. So I started adding some more money. I was like, okay, damn, like I'm flipping it. I think I like doubled my account in a week or something like that. And we would just sit there for like 3 hours a day doing this. And then after a few weeks, Bitcoin, man, like freaking, you see these big moves, right? And one day I'm at work and I'm not even working. I'm just there scalping on voice with them. Like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go in now. Okay, we're going in heavy. Okay, we're doubling down, right? And and just one day, one of these big ass spikes came in, and I had like all of my money in. And he's like, okay, we're gonna double down here, and he did a pretty good job, like estimating how far it was going to go down. He was pretty safe. Turns out, cutting the story short there, turns out he got completely liquidated, lost like 10 Bitcoin or something like that. And I think I was smart enough to just like market exit, and I lost only like 75% of it, but it was like it was the scariest drop because I had like everything thrown in there. And I had such faith in this guy because he had never lost, right? He's just always racking up money. And then boom, boom. That was a scary day. And then I just left work. I was like, fuck this. We're just going home. Pay today doesn't matter. I just lost multiple thousands.
So my next question is like, how do you handle losses? Like, cause some people want to know like, what do you do when you take a loss? Do you take a break? Do you revenge trade? Like some people revenge trade, try to recoup. Like, what do you do? Your process after taking
totally. So when I used to be trading the London session, I would be trading for a lot longer period of time. I would be trading for 8 hours, right? And I would be looking at multiple pairs. So my rule then was 3% and I'm done. 3% loss and I'm done. I risk 1% per trade, so that's 3 trades. 3% loss is a big deal to me. I freaking hate it, and that's just going to make me emotional. So I had to have very strict rules, right, in order to trade properly for myself. I can't go off of emotion, right? So if I hit the 3 losses, I'm done. Now, since I trade so little, I don't have to worry about that. So now I don't actually really do anything different. I just say, okay, I've taken my trade. If I lose, who cares? It's only one trade, right? And then the next day, who cares? It's only one trade. I just lost again. So like worst case scenario, I can lose 5% in a week, basically. But so it's not an issue anymore, but that's kind of what I used to do.
Oh, gosh. Well, yeah, that's good. That at least like you know like your rules. You have rules, how you approach the market, how you take your losses, and what you're comfortable with, which is key.
Yeah, when you're first learning and you haven't been doing this for 5 years plus, you need rules. You need to write a script or something for yourself. You got to do something like that, some sort of way to not have yourself be emotional, because that's going to be your biggest drawdown as anyone learning, man. You'll figure out so quickly that if you'll look back every week, you'll just be like, if I only followed my rules, then I would have been fine. So,
and I got like one last question. Like,
no problem, man. Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years doing this whole forex trading thing on YouTube?
Girlfriend says, she's like, Australia. 5 years, man.
It's quite a while from there.
So there's kind of two ways to answer. Are you asking more like personal life or more like forex business life?
I would say both. I'll say both because I know forex is part of your life, but not your whole life. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, totally. So I'll start more of the business side. I've already pretty much planned out everything. I have multiple projects. The thing that launched this year was a multi-trader signal group. I won't go in and plug that shit to you guys, but and then we did we're working on a copy trader type thing. And then next year, I'm looking to hire on a whole IT crew, and I want kind of like a FTMO type thing, but I'm going to put my own spin on it, so it's a little bit different. So a funded trader program, and then we're making a brokerage. So in 5 years, I want a fully legally running brokerage under the Hunter FX name, all these different sub companies all kind of working together, and we're going to keep adding more and more stuff as we grow. I think 5 years, that's roughly where we'd be at. There's more stuff after that, like investment funds and shit. But that's big next level stuff, right?
Yeah.
Personal life. Well, I'm already kind of where I want to be living, but we're going to be traveling around a lot more. I want to be getting really cool vlogs posted to the channel there of like us traveling around, because there's a lot of places we're going to be traveling to. We are looking to move within the next couple years to, I want a place downtown, a nicer place, because as you can see here, I kind of look like I live in an attic or something. It's a nice location, but the building is old, so maybe a nicer place, traveling around, life is pretty much where I want it to be in a sense, in most parts. So there's not a whole lot of difference in life other than, a little bit of more traveling. Got to get better with my filming though. My camera, so I'm not very good at that.
Yeah, I mean, 2020, the year of practicing camera skills, YouTube skills.
The year of camera skills.
Yeah, this Corona time.
Yeah, it's Corona time. Yeah, totally. There's I noticed all the cameras and all the microphones and everything got like completely sold out at the beginning of the year because everyone started working from home. They got a stream. Everything is sold out. I had to wait on back order for like 3 months for a freaking new microphone that's coming in. Yeah. All right, man.
But yeah, thanks for hopping on this, interview session and getting a chance to finally meet and talk with the one and only Hunter FX. Go and follow. Definitely check out Hunter FX channel. He has good content, and you can learn some things.
Cheers, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. It was definitely fun. I appreciate being on here. This was my first interview, so it's life changing.
Be the first, they're gonna hear about you over the years.
Yeah, totally. All right, man.
Man, take care. Stay blessed out there.
Thank you, man. Talk to you later.